Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today we're really jumping into Monday Night Raw, the July 14th, 2025 show from Birmingham. This felt like a really big one on the road to SummerSlam, the first ever two-night SummerSlam, no less. So, our mission today, as always, is to sort of unpack the key moments, the important takeaways, maybe some surprising bits from the source material you sent over. Think of it as your shortcut to getting fully up to speed on where things stand right now as we head towards, well, the biggest party of the summer.
Exactly. And it's not just about, the results. We want to look at why this stuff matters for the bigger picture, how these moments are shaping SummerSlam. This Raw, it really felt like it was hitting the reset button in a lot of ways. Big moves happening.
Okay, let's get straight into it then. And we kind of have to start with Naomi, right? Kicking off Raw, holding that new Women's World Championship she won, cashing in at Evolution, and walking out saying, "I outgrew Bianca Belair." I mean, wow. That's quite the opening statement for a new champ. What did you make of that?
My first reaction was, okay, she's not messing about here. It wasn't just smack talk about Bianca. It felt like a calculated move, establishing herself maybe as a heel.
Yeah.
Definitely someone who's not just happy to be champ, but wants to, dominate, be the top star.
Yeah, it felt very intentional.
Totally. And then she immediately pivots, calls out Rhea, Ripley, and Io Sky. Boom. Triple threat match for the women's world title, set for SummerSlam. Just like that. No easing into the rain, straight into a massive defense on the biggest stage.
And Adam Pearce, the GM, he even mentioned the magic from that Ripley and Sky match at Evolution, right? So they needed something to blow the proverbial roof off MetLife Stadium.
Yeah.
So this triple threat, it feels like the big women's match they're building for SummerSlam.
Absolutely. It sets the bar incredibly high right out of the gate for her title reign.
Okay, so Naomi sets a certain kind of tone, but then maybe the biggest shock of the night.
Yeah.
Roman Reigns. His first TV appearance since WrestleMania 41 just appeared.
Yeah.
What was that like?
Oh, the place went nuts. Birmingham absolutely exploded. It was a genuine, did that just happen moment. He shows up, saves CM Punk and Jey Uso from this beatdown by Seth Rollins and his whole faction.
Rollins, Breakker, Bronson, Reed. That's a tough crew.
Right. And Roman just walks in. The ovation was huge. Yeah. Seriously massive. It really shows you, even after time away, his presence is just undeniable.
Incredible. And it wasn't just, hey, I'm back. It instantly screamed major SummerSlam match, didn't it? Like Reigns, Punk, Uso versus Rollins, Breakker, Reed. Seems almost inevitable now.
It does. And think about what that does for Punk. Suddenly you've got Roman Reigns having your back. That's instant credibility, a huge boost, and it just completely reshuffles the deck for all these factions. Rollins' group look dominant now, maybe not so much. It adds so many layers, so much potential drama heading into SummerSlam, really changes the landscape.
So with those huge returns kind of setting the stage, the action in the ring started locking in some of those big SummerSlam matches. Let's talk the World Heavyweight title. #1 Contender Gauntlet. Bron Breakker looked like an absolute monster in this. Ran through Penta, LA Knight, even Jey Uso.
Yeah, he was on fire. Just pure power and intensity. Looked like he was going all the way. And Paul Heyman was just sort of lurking ringside, wasn't he?
Giving off those evil-looking vibes the source mentioned.
Always adds intrigue when Heyman's around. But Breakker's run, dominant as it was, came to an end. CM Punk caught him with the go-to-sleep pinfall. And Punk gets the World Heavyweight title shot against Gunther at SummerSlam.
And Gunther, watching from a suite, looking bored, almost unimpressed, after just retiring Goldberg.
Yeah, that was interesting. Was it arrogance? Or does he genuinely just not see Punk as a threat?
It definitely adds a psychological edge to that title match, which is now official. Punk might be walking in as the underdog in Gunther's eyes, despite winning the gauntlet. That's a great dynamic.
Yeah.
Okay. Shifting gears slightly, but sticking with title contenders, Lyra Valkyria versus Bayley. 2 out of 3 falls. That sounded intense. Lyra gets the win, 2-1. And she's now the #1 contender for Becky Lynch's Intercontinental Women's title.
It was intense. And that finish, the nasty gut-wrench sit-out powerbomb you mentioned.
Yeah, that sounded brutal.
It wasn't just a move. It felt like Lyra showing a new level of aggression, like she's ready to really fight Becky, not just wrestle her. It puts her on the map as a serious threat. This really heats up that Intercontinental title scene for the summer, gives Becky a really tough challenger.
Makes sense. Okay, what about some of the other key things? We had a women's tag match. Roxanne Perez and Raquel Rodriguez repping Judgment Day.
Right. They beat Asuka and Kairi Sane, the Kabuki Warriors, non-title, but still.
And Dominic Mysterio got involved. Typical Judgment Day.
Exactly. Shows they're still pulling strings, involved everywhere, keeping their influence strong amidst all the chaos.
And then Nikki Bella, back in singles action for the first time in, what, 7 years?
7 years, yeah. Huge moment for her, and she got the win over Chelsea Green with the rack attack.
Even with interference from Green's buddies.
Mm-hmm. And then Stephanie Vacher made the save for Nikki afterwards.
Okay, so it looks like Nikki's got a ready-made feud with Chelsea Green, and maybe Vacher's involved somehow. A lot happening there.
Definitely sets up a new rivalry. And speaking of things happening, those backstage segments were pretty key too.
Right. Paul Heyman being super vague about Seth Rollins' knee injury and that Money in the Bank briefcase.
Yeah, basically said it's not relevant until closer to the deadline. So just keeping everyone guessing about that cash-in, huge question mark over the world title.
And Gunther cut a promo too, right? About retiring Goldberg, looking for a challenger.
And then Punk effectively answered that call by winning the Gauntlet. Perfect timing.
And there was also that tease, wasn't there? Dominic Mysterio maybe defending the Intercontinental title against AJ Styles at SummerSlam.
Contingent on Dominic being reevaluated, yeah. So another potential big match, but with a condition attached. All these little moments, backstage stuff, the comebacks, it all weaves together, building rivalries, adding uncertainty.
Okay, so let's try and boil this down for everyone listening.
Yeah.
What are the big takeaways for SummerSlam after this Raw? We know for sure Naomi defends the women's world title against Rhea Ripley and Io Sky in a triple threat. That's locked.
Yep, locked in.
We know CM Punk challenges Gunther for the World Heavyweight Championship, also locked.
Confirmed. Big time match.
Then we have the strong possibility, like almost certain, of that huge tag match. Reigns, Punk, Jey Uso versus Rollins, Breakker, Bronson Reed.
Feels like a lock, even if not officially announced yet. The direction seems crystal clear.
Right. And Lyra Valkyria is definitely challenging Becky Lynch for the Women's Intercontinental title.
Earn that shot.
And potentially, if Dominic is cleared, he defends the Intercontinental Championship against AJ Styles.
That one's still a maybe, but clearly being set up.
So, wow. That's a lot of SummerSlam's main card taking shape just from one episode of Raw.
It really is. This single show dramatically shifted the landscape for SummerSlam. It wasn't just filler. It set major matches, created huge buzz with the returns, and really reset the course for several key storylines. It felt very purposeful, very focused on building that two-night spectacle, a wrestling-heavy show that got a lot done.
So there you have it, your deep dive into what was a pretty massive Monday Night Raw on July 14th. Hopefully that gives you a really clear picture of the crucial stuff shaping up for SummerSlam.
And maybe leaves you thinking, given these huge returns, these fast-track title matches we just saw, what other surprises could possibly be left on the road to SummerSlam? And maybe more fundamentally, how solid are these new alliances like Punk and Reigns going to be when the real pressure hits at the biggest show of the summer?
Definitely something to think about. Thanks so much for joining us on this deep dive.